While patrolling a remote stretch of wilderness, a game warden and his son stumbled upon something bizarre. A towering figure standing in a shallow stream. Instinctively, they pulled out a phone and filmed it. The thing was huge, covered in dark, tangled hair, and walked slowly, almost like it knew it was being watched, but didn't care. They shouted, but it never responded.
Hey, you!
Whatever it was, it looked eerily similar to what people describe as Bigfoot. Could it really be a Bigfoot, or was it something else entirely hiding deep in the woods, waiting to be seen? YouTuber Desert Sasquatch was out on a hike, exploring the forest and filming along the way.
I keep coming across all these bones right in here that I haven't ever... Well, I've seen them, that kind of bone. At first I thought it was something else, but it's just a regular elk bone or something. I thought it'd been like drilled on or something. It hadn't. Anyway, blinding.
At first, it was nothing unusual, just quiet woods and a few scattered animal bones. But after uploading the footage, his viewers noticed something he didn't. On the right side of the screen, a dark figure moves. He hadn't seen it in person, only the camera caught it. Moments later, he captured this. Was it just a person wandering deep in the woods, or could it truly have been Bigfoot, watching from the shadows? While out hiking, this man took a short break and decided to eat something. As he grabbed his food from his backpack, he accidentally captured this.
Oh, well. Yeah, did you see the big tree break over there? It was a good snap.
In the top right corner of the frame, something or someone can be seen. It's dark, solid, and its posture doesn't quite match anything natural. More unsettling, it seemed to move, suggesting it wasn't just a tree. Unfortunately, the man didn't notice it in real time, so he never turned the camera for a closer look. Whatever was out there remains a mystery. In May of 2008, a man was out geocaching near the Widowmaker Trail when he spotted something strange. In the distance, he caught sight of a massive figure moving through the trees. He managed to capture a brief video, but the footage cut off abruptly. Later, he posted the clip online, asking others what they thought. Most viewers believed the footage was real, but the man never posted again. He didn't reply to comments, didn't give any updates, and never shared any more information. To this day, the footage remains a complete mystery. A hiker was wandering through Utah's Pack-In Canyon, soaking in the quiet trails and tall trees, when his camera caught something strange, something it shouldn't have. As he scanned the forest, a massive dark figure slipped between the trees. It moved kind of like a gorilla, but there are no gorillas in Utah. Curious, he carefully followed it. When he zoomed in, the creature seemed to notice, then vanished into the woods. Locals whisper about Bigfoot. maybe this time they're right. During a hike deep in the Olympic National Forest, this Reddit user spotted something strange. A dark figure can be seen standing with its back turned. Many commented that this might be one of the best footage captured recently of the creature. But is it really Bigfoot or just a case of pareidolia? This trail camera captured something truly unexpected. In the foreground, 2 deer can be seen, but in the background, a strange figure is walking. At first glance, it looks like a child in a costume, but the longer you study the image, the less certain it feels. The figure's hands are massive, far too large for a child, and if it were a person, why do the deer stay so calm? Some believe it could be a young Sasquatch. Whatever it is, one thing is certain. The image raises far more questions than it answers. YouTuber Grassman58 snuck away for a solo camp at Bailey Lake. The sky was overcast and rain looked likely, but he didn't mind. He was only staying one night. He picked a quiet spot tucked between the trees, sheltered from the wind. A hike around the lake revealed plenty of animal tracks, but nothing unusual. Then he started hearing strange, unexplained sounds.
Looking for any kind of tracks. Tons of tracks. Just tons of animal tracks. I don't know if the camera picked that up, but I just heard what sounded like a knock. Ooh, second one. That way. And while I was sitting here, I heard a faint knock way up on the cliff edge that overlooks the lake. And then around a little after 4, I heard what sounded like a rock hitting a tree. And those are some of the reports that people have claimed to experience out here.
Sleeping in his car, he waited, hoping the night would bring something worth capturing, but unfortunately, it didn't. Bigfoots are known for knocking on trees. What do you think? In 2012, a trapper's trail cam in rural Alberta, Canada, captured something strange. Something, or someone, was sitting calmly among low forest foliage. It had broad shoulders, a cone-shaped head with no visible neck, and long, muscular arms covered in coarse, reddish-brown hair. Skeptics say it's just a bear or a man in a ghillie suit, but bears don't have that shape, and experts estimate this creature would be at least 7 feet tall if standing upright, something not many people can claim. Could this finally be a clear photo of Bigfoot? A Reddit user shared a story about his uncle's strange encounter while elk hunting near Ukiah, Oregon. One night, as he made his way back to camp in the dark, a massive 25-pound rock flew past him, barely missing his head. The next morning, he returned to the spot and discovered large footprints embedded in the mud. He considered following them, but was overwhelmed by an eerie feeling and decided against it. What made it even more intriguing was the tracks appeared to be following a deer. The user insisted his uncle isn't the type to make up stories, so the story is likely real. But whether it was truly Bigfoot, that remains a mystery. Back in 2012, a dirt biker was riding through a snowy open stretch of forest with a camera rolling. The terrain was quiet, wide, and mostly clear, until something unusual appeared ahead. In the distance, a tall, dark figure stood upright, just off the trail. It didn't resemble any animal you'd expect to see out there. Some believe it may have been Bigfoot. Others are more skeptical, saying it was just a trick of the eye. But in the final seconds of the footage, the figure seems to shift and walk away. So it was definitely something. But the question is, what exactly did he capture that day? While hiking through a dense forest, a hiker noticed something or someone in the distance. In the dim footage, a tall, human-like figure stands between the trees, its head and arms barely visible, snapping branches. Then suddenly, a loud, primal whoop echoes through the woods. The figure shifts and disappears into the trees. Spooked, the hiker quickly left the area, and whatever was out there remains a mystery.
Back in 2011, a strange photo showed up from a trail cam somewhere in Vermont. The original photographer never came forward, but the image started gaining buzz after Steve Coles talked about it online. It showed a hunched human-like figure with patchy, mangy fur and an oddly shaped head. At first glance, it looked like a man in a cheap ghillie suit, but then someone compared it to a photo taken in the same spot with a regular guy kneeling. The size difference was shocking. Even though the figure looked kind of fake, that weirdness almost made it feel real. The owner of the channel, Hills Outdoors, went into a forest he'd never camped in before, hoping to stay the night in a shelter he'd been building. But something wasn't right.
I have been building a bit of a shelter here over the last 6 months or so. I'm hoping it's still here. I'm hearing noises already. Yeah, I've never stayed in this woodland overnight before, so it's all new to me. I'm about halfway. What leaves that are falling off at trees? It's just... Sort yourself out, Danny, sort yourself out. Well, this is turning out to be great. Can't remember where I'm going. Just walking down this path in this mud. I'm hearing some right noises. I know, it's all in my head and everything. Well, I've never stayed in these woods before.
He found a spot and set up a shelter for the night.
Freaking me out, that is. Hello? Well, I think I know why birds stopped whistling anyway. I heard some, like, shooting gunshots in background. But it's a bit weird, that's like probably a mile or two away. I don't know, I'm probably just freaking myself out sort of thing.
The sounds persisted, but he dismissed it and continued his adventure.
I don't know if you can make that out on camera or not. Just behind me there's some like holly bushes. And you can just see mist coming in. So if it is bad already here. We've got noises, mist is coming in. Oh, I heard a bird at last. Oh, what were I saying? Mist. Oh, damp wood, no fire. Can't cook. We've got some crisp and that's about it. And another 2 beers. Well, as soon as I stop recording, I heard some rustling of these holly bushes. Now there is a lot of squirrels up here. I don't know what to do if I come in contact with a badger. Would a badger get close if I didn't have a fire? I'm not sure I want to be here tonight. I'm a bit freaked out with everything. It's not like me at all, this. I might even leave this shelter here.
Though he tried to push through, the tension wouldn't go away. In the end, he packed up and left. Nothing dramatic happened, but that gut feeling, it told him enough. Sometimes, that's all you need. A family was on a road trip when they spotted something strange in the woods. While driving past a dense stretch of forest, they noticed a large black figure partially hidden behind a tree. It seemed to be watching them, and when it realized it had been seen, it crouched lower, trying to stay out of sight. The figure had a broad frame and moved in a human-like way, but its size didn't quite match typical Bigfoot stories. Honestly, it looked more like someone in a costume. Still, not any less unsettling. Uploaded on May 11th, 2025, this episode from Oklahoma Adventures started as a laid-back riverbank cooking trip in the North American wilds. The team set up camp, prepped food, and soaked in the outdoors. But then, the birds suddenly went silent.
Agarró muy bien.
Then came the heavy footsteps, cracking branches, like something big was circling the camp. They packed up fast, but on their way back, giant tracks appeared nearby, along with a stick structure that hadn't been there before. It felt like something had followed them, always just out of view. They filmed what they could, but didn't stick around to find out. But then their camera caught this. A dark figure peeking from behind a tree. The team didn't notice at the time, too busy framing the next shot. But they later wondered, could it be the legendary creature? While trekking through the Adirondacks, a group of hikers spotted something unusual. Take a look.
You see it?
No, we're
Behind that tree. I don't see it.
whoa. There it is.
It's a bear. That's not a bear. What is it? It's a freaking bear.
What?
A bear walking on legs that's brown around here. Looks like a bear. Bears are black here.
At first, they couldn't tell if it was a bear or something else. But looking at the footage, I get their confusion. It almost looks more like a gorilla, but gorillas don't live in this area. The creature quickly disappeared into the woods, leaving them questioning what they had just witnessed. What do you think it was? Jack and his dad were on one of their usual fishing and camping trips in northern Michigan's Boundary Waters Canoe area. While setting up camp, Jack went off to gather firewood. That's when he spotted something and managed to snap a photo. At first, he thought it was a bear, but then it stood upright. It was about his height, around 6 feet, and strangely human-like. It let out an eerie, high-pitched sound before darting back into the forest. Unfortunately, they never spotted it again during the trip. Experts later confirmed that the creature's posture and shape didn't match a bear, leaving it as something unknown.
While hiking at Lone Peak Mountain, this person noticed something unusual moving in the distance. Despite the foggy weather and poor visibility, they spotted a figure climbing the slope, moving with an eerie, almost effortless stride. At first, the hiker assumed it was just another person on the trail, but the more they looked, the less it made sense. The figure appeared too large, its movements too fluid, almost unnatural for the steep terrain. They couldn't get closer or follow it, and only managed to record a short clip. Given that Lone Peak has a local history steeped in Bigfoot sightings, the hiker couldn't help but wonder, was it really Bigfoot, or just a trick of the eye? On August 12, 2022, a solo camper ventured deep into British Columbia's Chilliwack River Valley, a region long whispered about for its Bigfoot sightings. The first night was calm, until around 11 p.m. when he heard this. Heavy footsteps circling his tent. Then, a balanced rock stack he had built earlier had been disturbed. The top stone knocked off, yet the rest left untouched. The next morning, he searched the area and found this.
It's the next day. Now, this is the rock statue, the balanced rocks that we're talking about. This rock was knocked off of here. Give you some idea how high this is. This is perched on a large boulder, and it comes up to here on me. Okay, let's take a look around, because I found something that's rather suspicious. Now, we see the ground here is hard gravel. Well, you listen to me stepping here as the car passes. This is the steps, one after another. They were bipedal, meaning upright, one step after another. But this, do we see that? Do you see that? Because that is my foot. I'm a size 12. Hey, look here. We have a heel, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toes. This looks like a left foot imprint. Right here. I can't cast it. It's probably not deep enough even to get a casting on that. But we can see.
But that wasn't the end of it. On the second night, the strange activity continued.
This is night 2. This is my last night here. And I don't have to worry, but we're going to give you an idea here, just quick again, at night, what it is like around here, okay? Now bear in mind, this is wild country. There are bears and cougars around, so I'm trying to make myself audible at all times and let them know that I'm here. Okay, we can see up the road here and down. This is Pierce Creek. Did you guys just hear that? Okay, my gear is in the camp, in the tent. I just heard a knocking sound.
Whatever was out there never showed itself. A man was riding his bike down a dusty road through a forest in North America when something strange appeared in the trees.
So it could still snow again. That's why the trees aren't going to take their chances coming out yet. Now this one we drove by, it didn't look like it was clogged. But we'll see.
He didn't notice anything unusual at the time, but later while checking the footage at home, something caught his eye. Between the dry branches, a massive figure stood, easily over 8 feet tall. Shocked, he realized he might have recorded something incredible. Though the clip wasn't clear, he's convinced it was Bigfoot. A man who lives near the Appalachian Mountains typically goes hiking in the area by himself and had never experienced anything unusual until this one time. He recorded a scream he had never heard before. It could have just been wildlife, but it sounded so unnatural to him. Was this his first creepy Appalachian encounter? In 2014, a group of kids was playing in the snowy woods when one of them spotted something strange near a treehouse.
Nice. Anything happening? What is that? What? Oh! What? It's like a bear! Oh! What is it? Crap, where is it? Oh my god. What is it? Oh god, I saw it again! It looks like a Bigfoot! Oh god, it's there again! Is it Bigfoot? Oh, shit! Oh. I see it! It better not be invading our house!
While filming, they caught a massive dark figure walking upright through the trees. At first, they assumed it was a bear, but the footage told a different story. The figure vanished quickly, but not before leaving behind huge human-like footprints in the snow. Was it Bigfoot? In June 2020, Jimmy Reynolds noticed 2 glowing green eyes staring at him from the woods near his porch. Living in the forest, he figured it was probably just a common animal. As he moved closer, the figure quickly retreated into the darkness.
Oh. See, there it is. Hey! Oh, what the f***? You'll see that.
Feeling uneasy, he headed back inside, aware of the dark stories the woods might hide. Many viewers speculated it could be a creature like a skinwalker or a crawler, but Jimmy stayed calm, reassuring himself it was probably just a cat. While hiking through the dense boreal forests of Canada, a hiker suddenly felt as if something was watching him.
As he panned his camera across the thick woods, he caught sight of a figure in the distance. Zooming in, he realized a creature was staring directly back at him. At first glance, it resembled a bear, its body covered in thick black fur. But on closer inspection, its head appeared strangely human-like, more similar to an ape or a gorilla. Given that Canada has no native apes or gorillas, the sighting remains a mystery. Judging by its size compared to the surrounding trees, many believe it could have been a young Bigfoot. A man was camping alone deep in the forest when he noticed someone or something moving between the trees nearby. From the distance, it wasn't clear. Maybe a large man, maybe something else. Still, he chose to stay the night. As darkness settled, strange sounds woke him up. Peering into the shadows, he spotted this.
Man, it got dark on me quick. What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Should I whistle?
Strangely unfazed, he tried knocking on a tree. Suddenly, right in front of him, the glowing eyes reappeared.
I'm gonna try one last thing, tree knock. Oh, what a stupid thing went. Oh, wait. Damn it.
This was the last footage uploaded, but luckily, it seems he made it out. While trekking through the snowy mountains of Nepal, two mountaineers caught this on camera. They were struggling to breathe in the thin air when they noticed a massive figure moving through the snow like it was nothing. At first, it looked almost human, but then they saw it was way too big and completely covered in thick black fur. There was no way it could have been a person. Staring at it, the only thing that made sense to them was the old legend of the Yeti. Even now, no one's managed to explain what they saw. A new Bigfoot video has surfaced from Stark County, Ohio. The exact location isn't clear, but Stark County is full of wooded areas, so this video could have been filmed anywhere in the area. Take a look.
What I'm recording right now sounds very similar to what I heard back in 1991 or 92. Does not sound like a dog at all.
Apparently, no known animals in Ohio make that kind of noise. Experts later cleaned up the audio, revealing a clearer sound. Interestingly, Bigfoot sightings are common across Ohio, especially in Salt Fork State Park. This new recording bears a striking resemblance to the famous 1994 howl from Columbiana County. Could Bigfoot really be lurking here? It certainly seems possible. Rodney went on a solo outdoor trip, spending the day filming nature. Later, while reviewing the footage at home, he noticed something strange. In the upper left corner of one shot, a figure appeared to be hiding behind the bushes, peeking out. It was distant, barely visible, but just odd enough to catch the eye. After Rodney uploaded the clip, Bigfoot enthusiasts buzzed with excitement, convinced it was real evidence. Skeptics, however, weren't so sure. The video was grainy, unclear, and hard to trust. Still, the mystery remained. Something was there. A solo hiker recorded a video during a trip through the Appalachian woods, offering no background, just the raw moment. While the forest looks ordinary, the sound is anything but. A human voice can be heard begging for help, but it sounded off. The hiker didn't follow the sound or offer any explanation. This video remains shrouded in mystery. In 2011, a family vacationing in the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee, captured something strange on camera. The man filming noticed movement in the background. Moments later, it appeared again, this time hiding behind the bushes.
What's he doing?
The family believed it was Bigfoot. The area, especially near Klingman's Dome, is steep and rugged, not easy terrain for someone faking a sighting in costume. And in these mountains, sightings like this aren't rare. A homeowner in Georgia often heard eerie noises coming from the woods near his property, so he set up a camera overnight to capture whatever was making them. When he checked the footage, he heard something unsettling. Deep, haunting sounds unlike any known animal calls. He reached out to several wildlife experts, but none could identify the source. People online, however, had an answer: Bigfoot. Finn Brenton went camping with a friend on September 2nd, 2023, in Freetown State Forest, Massachusetts, a place known for dark legends and satanic rituals. Since camping was prohibited, they set up a camp in secret. As night fell, strange sounds echoed through the trees. Too scared to investigate, they stayed inside, uneasy and sleepless. By morning, they hoped daylight would bring comfort, but the creepy noises continued.
What is making that sound?
It sounds like a Okay, it got a little bit creepier because now we have this on top, so you really cannot see out of the tent. Bro, why does it sound like someone is crying? I'm out. I don't know what to do because I'm not doing that.
Fear took over. They packed in a rush and left the forest behind, shaken and certain they'd never step foot there again. This photo was snapped by a woman tending livestock on her Navajo land in Ganado, Arizona, after she heard strange noises. She wasn't out searching for anything, but when she followed the sounds, she spotted it. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization reviewed the image and noted that the bulky, upright figure resembled classic Bigfoot reports, too large to be a person in a costume, especially in such an isolated area. Still, the image is blurry, and without physical proof, skeptics argue it could be a misidentified rock or shadow. But the mystery lingers. In March, a woman living near Red Gut Bay, Ontario, spotted something strange moving in the woods behind her house. The area is remote, so anything out of the ordinary stands out. She grabbed her phone and filmed it. Later, the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch team stabilized the video, revealing a tall, dark creature with an unusually long arm. Locals familiar with similar past sightings quickly suggested it could be Bigfoot. Wanting to avoid unwanted attention, the woman chose to stay anonymous. A man was fishing at Big Creek Lake in Wilmer, Alabama, when he spotted something across the water. He managed to snap a few pictures. At first glance, it looked like the infamous Bigfoot, covered in thick fur from head to toe. But on closer inspection, the figure seemed more ape-like. Its build resembled a gorilla's, and unlike most Bigfoot sightings, this one appeared smaller than expected. That's led many to wonder, was it really a gorilla? But how did it get there? Or was it just someone in a costume to prank people? Or was it Bigfoot, after all? A Facebook user shared a video claiming to show Bigfoot during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. The video shows the person behind the camera trying to stay hidden while filming a large, dark figure moving in the distance. The figure appears briefly, just a few seconds, before vanishing back into the woods. While hiking deep in the Appalachian Mountains, this person came across something unsettling. In a quiet clearing surrounded by towering trees stood a strange structure, almost ritualistic. Curious, the hikers snapped a photo, but when they looked back at the image later, they noticed something they hadn't seen before. A dark figure standing in the trees, watching. The hikers swore no one was there. They had been completely alone, or so they thought. So who or what was watching them that day? This footage was captured by a trail camera set up in Washington State on December 25th, 2009. It shows a large, dark figure seemingly sitting on its knees near a campsite. Food and snacks had been left out in an attempt to lure Sasquatch. The creature's posture is unusual. Its head sits low with no visible neck, and it appears massive with a broad back. Unlike a bear, this figure seems to have a human-like back and shoulders. One particularly strange detail: there's a visible groove running down its back, separating the two halves of its muscles, something you don't see on a bear. So who or what was sitting next to that picnic table? In September of 2024, during a canoe trip on Lake Ashigan, two friends decided to explore a trail and take some photos. As they wandered deeper into the woods, they started hearing strange noises.
Should we get... What? What? Oh! Did you hear that? Dude, that's like knock. That's knock. Something's knocking, dude. That's not a woodpecker. What is that? Do you have your camera? I can't see anything. I can't see it.
Look at the tree.
Whoa, oh, whoa. Be careful, dude. Dude, is that a bear? Diz, is that a bear? Get your camera. Come here.
At first, they thought it might just be a bear, but then they saw it.
I can't see it. Can you see it? I don't see anything. Oh,
Look at the size of that thing!
Dude, that's not a bear! That's not a bear! That's not a bear! Oh!
A tall figure moving quickly and upright through the trees. Later, when they reviewed their video in slow motion, they spotted it clearly. A large black figure slipping between the trees. They couldn't believe what they had captured on camera. A man was out collecting wood when he suddenly heard heavy footsteps nearby. He quickly hid behind a tree, waiting to see who or what was making the sound. Then he caught this on camera.
Серега, что это? Серега, да ну, Серега. Серега, ну.
A massive creature moving just a short distance away. The figure moved like a man, but was far too large to be human. He claims this was the scariest moment of his life, convinced it was something out of the ordinary. Back in 2005, a French-Canadian trucker snapped a scenic shot at Seven Falls Park in Quebec. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, just trees, water, and untouched nature. But days later, while flipping through the photos, he zoomed in into the bottom right corner and spotted something strange. A tall, broad figure covered in dark fur, with gorilla-like features, a cone-shaped head, wide shoulders, and long arms. It even appeared to be holding something. Some said it looked like a Bigfoot, others claimed it resembled a dogman. Skeptics dismissed it as pareidolia, just shapes and shadows playing tricks on the eyes. But when the photographer returned to the spot, whatever he captured was gone. A hiker ventured deep into the woods, recording his journey, which was later posted on a channel called Bigfoot King. From the start, his unease was obvious. He seemed to be expecting something hidden among the dense trees.
Where are you? Straight up front. Straight up front. Right? Straight up front.
At first, he mistook it for a tree, but when it moved and a branch cracked, the truth hit hard. His camera shook as panic kicked in. He tried to get a better view, but the creature was already fading into the foliage, its size and presence undeniable. He figured it was best to get out. A hiker claimed to have caught a Bigfoot on camera in 2015. Despite the suspiciously blurry quality, you could see the creature, covered in thick black fur, shaking a tree like it was nothing. After shaking the tree, it moved on to another one. What was it doing? A hiker went camping deep in the woods. While exploring the surroundings, something strange caught his eye. A set of enormous footprints. They didn't look like any animal tracks he had seen before. The sheer size of the prints made him stop in his tracks, trying to figure out what could have left them. One print stood out, clear as day. It was massive, almost human-like, but far too big. In March 2025, a group of people were driving through a remote stretch when they noticed something weird. From their vehicle, they spotted this huge figure way off in the distance. They pulled out their phone and got it on video.
¿Qué ibas a comentar, Iván? Ahí hay un gigante allá arriba en el cerro. ¿Un qué? Un güey muy alto, gigante, cabrón. A la verga, sí es cierto, güey. Ya lo vi. Neta.
It looked like a giant, too big to be an average person. People online are torn. Some swear it's Bigfoot or a real-life giant, while others think it's just a trick of the eye or someone messing with edits. Back in 2014, a guy was hiking near Lake Ontario when he heard strange noises coming from the bushes and thought he saw a bear. He grabbed his camera and started filming, but it clearly wasn't a bear. It moved differently, more human-like, crouching low and dodging the camera like it didn't want to be seen. In a freeze frame, you can even catch a glimpse of its face. Eyes and a nose that look almost monkey-like. The man quietly backed away, amazed by what he had just witnessed. This video was captured by campers, but the when and where remain unknown. Just take a look. Experts estimate the creature stands nearly 7 feet tall compared to its surroundings. The person filming struggles to keep the camera steady, clearly realizing just how massive this thing is. Then it moves, a slow, deliberate step forward, and that's all it took for the filmer to run off. Can we blame them? This trail cam photo was taken on December 31st, 2010 at 6:17 p.m. using an infrared camera typically used for wildlife tracking. The blur hints at something fast moving directly in front of the lens, triggering the infrared flash. The shape shows a rounded head, possibly with a snout, broad shoulders and long limbs. Bipedal and solid, not like any typical forest animal. Judging by the horizon line, it's over 5 to 7 feet tall. Some say it's just a random blur, maybe a leaf falling or an insect flying past the lens. A mystery that'll most likely remain unsolved. While hiking in northwest Ohio, they came across this. A patch of snapped trees and debris, something that seemed completely out of place. Their dad was convinced it had to be Bigfoot. What else could cause such destruction? Interestingly, another user mentioned noticing something similar during a bike ride at John Bryan State Park, Ohio, back in July 2021. Overnight, after a light rain, trees had been toppled and branches scattered across a 150-yard area, blocking the trail. Oddly enough, there was no sign of damage elsewhere in the park. Both incidents left people wondering, what could have caused this? Mark Anders recently captured this photo on his trail camera. The camera was hidden in a brush, facing a clearing, when a massive creature appeared. It looked like Bigfoot, big, broad-shouldered, with furry arms and a hunched posture. The photo, likely taken early in the morning or late afternoon, shows the creature moving, causing a bit of motion blur. Unfortunately, no clear details are visible in the photo, but it doesn't look like a human to me. A man was filming deep in the Georgia mountains when he spotted a large, brown, hairy figure walking upright, calm and steady, like it belonged there. The creature didn't seem to notice him. It moved through the trees with quiet purpose. For a few seconds, the camera zoomed in. The footage is brief, but enough to stir curiosity. Was it really Bigfoot? In Logan Canyon, Utah, a group filmed something they believed could be Bigfoot. To back up their claim, they returned to the same spot and recorded a 6-foot-tall, 220-pound man for comparison. The difference was striking. The creature looked far larger and moved far more smoothly, almost effortlessly, unlike someone in a costume. Logan Canyon's dense forest and remote terrain have long fueled Bigfoot legends, making this sighting one of the most convincing pieces of evidence. While fishing alone at a quiet lake near the Navajo Mountains, a man captured something disturbing on camera. In the distance, a large, hairy figure was seen walking across the rugged terrain. He
He's certain it wasn't a bear, and definitely not a gorilla, since there are no primates in that area. Whatever it was, it didn't match anything known to live out there. While hiking in the mountains, a group of hikers spotted something unusual far off on a ridge. Curious, they started filming with their phones, zooming in to get a better look. The figure appeared to be walking upright, but it looked too large to be human. Unfortunately, the footage they captured was distant and blurry, making it hard to make out exactly what they saw. Ken was working along the Gulf Coast on Pine Island in Lee County, Florida, the state's largest island, known for its thick mangroves and dense greenery, making it a perfect place for mysterious creatures to stay hidden. While out in the waters, Ken noticed something from afar and snapped this photo. Quickly, people noticed something odd. The creature's head looked bald and shiny, unlike any known animal. Ken still can't quite figure out what it was, as it was too far to see clearly. This image is all he has. Back in 2009, this man was hiking through the forest of Old Ridge, New Brunswick, when he spotted something strange. A large, dark creature emerging from behind the trees. Opinions were split. Some believed it, while others smelled something fishy. But after taking a closer look, you could spot the choppy editing, raising some serious doubts. Scenes didn't flow smoothly, and the backstory felt shaky. Details about where and when it happened were mixed up. In the end, it raised more questions than it answered. Charles, a YouTuber known for Son of a Bear, was spending the summer off-grid in the Blue Ridge Mountains, living in a tent on a sprawling 100-acre property. Life was peaceful, but on July 18th, things took a dark turn. While out exploring, he suddenly heard this.
And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
A gut-wrenching scream. He bolted back, heart pounding. The land was private, so who or what was out there? He told the owner, but no one had answers. To this day, the scream remains a mystery. And for more chills, this next video is waiting for you.